Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be doing the 16 personality test.
Let's go.
For those watching my vid, you cannot see it, but there is another man here with me, my good friend Avillion Talks, who we're doing a pod with, and this is taken
Hello.
from said podcast.
What's going on?
So feel free to check out the full thing.
I believe we should be getting the same questions lined up.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So, are we
Um,
ready?
Yeah.
Ready to begin?
Do we have to log in first or anything?
No, you don't. You just show your results. The other logging in is keeping track of your results every
Okay.
time you take the test. But excuse me. Beginning with, you regularly make new friends.
Okay. No, I wouldn't say regularly.
I'm gonna go with the slight agree.
It's
Um, Slight agree for me.
regularly become cool with people. I guess it depends on how harsh you're being with the word friend.
Right. Well, and regularly as well. Like how, where do you want to disagree with this here, and where do you want to like, how do you personally interpret this one?
I guess the regularly. I'm trying to think of how frequent that would have to be.
Well, see, that's why I went with the slight agree because I don't like go outside every day and meet
Yeah.
somebody new, but like generally speaking, whenever I do interact with somebody, it's positive. Like I don't.
Yeah, I mean, to
Oh.
me, it's positive, but
Yeah.
that's different from making friends. I'm gonna go with the slightest of disagrees.
Yeah.
That's how let's go with just agree, disagree are obvious, and then we'll go slight agree, slight disagree, and then slightest agree, slightest disagree.
Okay.
So I'm going
Fair.
slightest disagree.
I'm slightest agree on this one.
Yeah, I mean that's one that I could see. I could really see myself falling on either side of, but
Yeah.
gonna try to avoid the neutral as much as possible.
I'm with you there. I don't want to fence sit on this one. I want to commit.
Maybe I could see. I don't know what the question would have to be, but I won't say I will not pick it at all. But I'm gonna do my best to not.
Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. Strongly agree. Absolutely.
Excite me. Well, I'm trying to think because this is so broad. I'm trying to think of like what ideas are like. What are we talking about here? Like, what's exciting? Because I think
I don't know.
I think I enjoy simplicity at the same, but I also like, it's like I guess excite me more. I find comfort in
Right.
the simplicity, so I guess excite me more. I'm gonna go with
Right, but I mean,
slight agree.
Okay,
That's
that's
slight
good.
agree.
That's-
When making decisions, you focus more on how the affected people might feel than on what is most logical or efficient.
I'm gonna go with agree. Personally, I that's just me. Is like the other day, my budget's a bit tight right now because they're charging me the pet deposit that they never charged me. And then after I got gas yesterday, this lady asked me for money, and like, really, within my budget, should I have given her money? No, but also like she's hungry, so I gave her $10. Like, logically, was that a good idea? Probably not, but also she was hungry, so I gave her $10. Like, I don't know. That's my example.
I guess to me, I guess it's like if I'm the negatively affected one, it's different. Like personal decisions, I guess it's when making decision. Like I'm making the decision. I'm gonna go with. This is a tough one. I'm gonna go with slightest agree.
Okay.
I feel like usually I lean more towards how the people themselves are gonna feel, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just can't. I don't want to commit more than slightest agree. It just because I'd have to. It's so. I mean, it varies so much depending on what the decision is about.
Yeah. Your living and working spaces are clean and organized. This one to me is entirely up to interpretation because organized to somebody else, like, I mean, this is what my bed looks like right now. It's not great, but also like, I don't have like much clutter in my space. My walls have been more decorated, which is fun. Generally speaking, I keep my apartment pretty clean. Like, I don't ever let it get dirty. And I know what dirty looks like because it was dirty when I moved in. I had to clean it.
Right.
I'm gonna go with the slightest agree here, just because I know I'm not like clean, but also at the same time, like I'm not. Sometimes I have clutter, but I'm never dirty. You know what I mean? And organized is a strong word as well. In general, I've never been an organized person.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing.
So for me, this is one that has definitely changed as I have grown up, and I feel like that's probably gonna be the most case for most guys especially, but most people. But I think right now, I think where I'm at in life, I'm gonna go with the slight agree. I feel like the only thing holding me back from the strong agree would be like just dishes.
Yeah, so I've got dishes in my sink right now.
Yeah, like other than dishes that just sit for and it's never something gross just sitting out, but just it's usually just like it's mostly cups, like completely drinking cups, usually water. But those are the only thing holding me back from saying agree. I mean, I've got dirt hair everywhere, so I vacuum pretty consistently in this room, and this is most of my space, so I feel pretty good about how I keep things.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, you usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure.
Strong agree for me. I don't really be getting flustered much by anything.
Honestly, I'm gonna strong agree as well because anytime I'm in situations, I can pretty easily just. I either am just like this doesn't matter, or I'm like things will work out because they have to, and just keep moving forward.
Right. Well, it's like at work, like if they're like, "All right, we need to meet this deadline," I'm like, "Okay." Like,
all right, we're working on it.
I'll work on it then. I don't like it is what it is. You know, like I've been working on it. I'm gonna just continue to do what I've been doing because the way I'm working, I'm gonna meet the deadline. So, thank you for telling me I'm on track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So to me, feel pretty good under pressure.
Excuse me. You find the idea of networking or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting. I'm gonna go. Excuse me. With the slightest agree, like networking, like promoting myself specifically, that's not really my thing. Um, Especially to strangers, like telling a stranger, like, "Hey, I have a podcast."
I feel the need to interrupt this because you mentioned this man's name earlier.
Okay.
Saints to sign Chase Young.
Fuck.
According to Schultz.
Son of a bitch. Well, okay, we're not getting Chase Young. Tragic. So who the fuck are we getting at this point? We're getting Andres Pete, and then maybe Marcus May, and then that's it. Which is fine. I mean, both like Marcus May is going to start at safety opposite of Monty Hooker if we get him. But yeah, shit, Chase Young's gone. Which I mean, Saints needed an edge rusher. I'm glad they got Chase Young. I just wish we could have gotten Chase.
You guys saw his reaction live. Well, like not live when you're watching it, but like his immediate reaction.
Jacob Chase Young reaction.
All right.
Stinky. I wish we could have gotten him, but it is what it is.
Anyway, you find the idea of networking or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting. I guess I've been putting a lot of videos online, so in terms of promoting myself, I've grown fine with but that's on the internet, which is very different from in person.
Right. Or even directly, because this isn't direct. This is just you putting something out there, and so whoever sees it. But it's not like a direct communication.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with.
I guess this is up to.
I'm gonna go with the slightest disagree because I'm gonna weigh the in-person stuff, and I don't. I'm gonna go slight disagree. Gonna weigh the in-person stuff a lot.
As in, you don't find it daunting?
I thought it said. Oh, you find the idea.
You find it daunting.
Oh, okay. I had it mixed up. So I'm gonna go. Slight agree.
Okay.
Sorry, I had that backwards.
Yeah. Well, I figured you did. That's why I wanted to.
Glad you were here, Poppy.
Yeah. Hey, anytime. Man.
All right, 10% done.
Oh, all right. We are in for a doozy.
All right. You prioritize and plan tasks effectively, often completing them well before the deadline.
Slightest disagree.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess I don't get things done, but prioritizing and planning effectively, I'm gonna go with the flow kind of guy. Not really much of a planner.
Yeah, I have general outline of I think of my day. I think by day basis, so I don't think out that far ahead of what I'm going to be doing to have a true deadline to begin with.
Yeah.
But I'm mostly thinking about in terms of making videos because that's honestly in my life right now it's the main thing I'm doing when I have free time is doing stuff like that. I've been working on a lot of big projects coming up. Look out. But I don't know. I just don't really live by deadlines, so I guess I'd have to.
I'm with you.
I guess I'd have to slightly disagree.
Yeah.
Just because of the deadline part.
That's where I was at as well.
Yeah.
When faced with conflict, you seek to truly understand the other person's perspective before defending your position.
Are we seeing different ones?
That's the next one for me?
'Cause my next one is in negotiations, you aim for outcomes that respect and satisfy all parties involved rather than
That's
maximize your
not.
gains.
I don't see that at all
Interesting.
here on my. That's gonna be on the next page, maybe. Um, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm seeing we had the same first one,
Let me see
right?
where that's at for me. Let me see where that's at for me. In
What was yours again?
negotiations. In a I'm looking to see if I can find yours right now. Hang on.
I don't think I see the one you just said.
I don't think I see yours either. Did we
Interesting.
get one question different?
What's your third one? What's like the next one that's grayed out?
Okay, hang on. Yeah, let me wait. Can I wait? I can't go back, can I? Oh shit. Uh-oh. You can't go. There's no back button. Okay, hang on. Let me do all my questions again.
Okay.
All right. One second. Almost there. Okay. When faced with conflict, you seek to truly understand the other person's perspective before defending your position. Is my second one. The third one after that is you like to use organizing tools like schedules and
Okay, I think we just have the different second one because I have that same third one. Wow, interesting.
we just have maybe there'll be a couple of these in here.
Maybe. All right, so
I'm gonna go with agree, not strongly agree on this one because I do think there are rare exceptions to this for me. Like, if you tell me Drew Lock is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes, do I really need to understand your position, or are you just stupid? Like, can I just write you off as stupid? Because what is there to understand? You've never watched either of them play if you feel that way. So, like, obviously that's an extreme example, but in general, if somebody says something ridiculously outlandish, which by the way, if you've got the old heads in your life, you're gonna hear some ridiculous levels of ball knowledge from from the people in your life. I hear it at work all the time. I hear complete lack of ball knowledge, and not that I wouldn't want to understand their perspective.
buddy, honestly,
'Cause
I
it's
don't think
fun to
that's
shoot the breeze with
generational.
them. No, it's not entirely. Well, different generations have different levels of stupidity in their lack of ball knowledge. Like, what do you call it? Older guys, they're still they haven't realized the NFL is modernized in the last decade. Whereas people now will tell you, "Oh, this player stinks because." Like a lot of it now is like people just look at like the box score stats and they like I've had people tell me Tyjae Spears isn't that good because he only had like 496 rushing yards. Like you're a fucking idiot. Tyjae Spears is awesome. But anyways, you're right. It's not a generational issue. There are plenty of people that just don't know ball,
Yeah.
regardless of age. But I think
it's just because
generations
we
of
can
sports fans have different levels.
Well, we just
like,
get to
different reasons they
understand the
don't know ball.
perspective of our people from our generation better.
Excuse me.
But
yeah.
anyways, I'll just hop
Yeah,
over to
fair.
mine. In negotiations, you aim for outcomes that respect and satisfy all parties involved rather than maximize your gains. I'm going to go with a big old strong agree. I don't feel the need to maximize my own gains. I feel like, I don't know, I don't need much. So I'm pretty
Right,
chill if everybody's
I'm with
chill.
you. If that was my question, I would strongly agree as well. I really don't need a whole lot.
All right. Back to being on the same page, I think. You like to use organizing tools like schedules and list.
I have to go with a disagree.
Yeah,
I
I have to
don't
disagree
use
as
them.
well.
I like using them. I don't use them.
I keep
It's
trying
not
them
the same.
out, and I'm like, this is a
Which
great
why
idea.
I'm not going to strongly disagree here. Is why I'm not doing that. Is because I know I would probably enjoy this very much if I did, but I'm not good at it.
They just
Not
never
good at-
stick.
So
I keep trying them, they
Yes.
never stick. So I'm gonna go with a slight disagree.
is the next one for you even a small
Yes.
mistake can cause you to? Okay, awesome. I'm gonna have to go with a disagree on this one in terms of mistake causing me to doubt my overall abilities and knowledge. There are rare exceptions to this where I will definitely feel some imposter syndrome, especially if I'm new to something. And I know when you're new to something, that's when you're supposed to be able to make mistakes. But for me, if I make a few mistakes in a row, different mistakes, but a few mistakes in a row, and I'm new to something, immediately the imposter syndrome sets in. Like when I first started my job, this happened a lot, and I'm like, I'm gonna get fired. I didn't. Still.
Oh
working
yeah,
there,
definitely have that feeling.
unfortunately. But yeah, I think definitely just gonna go with the disagree here because overall, I'm in the things that I know how to do. I know how to do them. You know, it's not gonna be shaken very easily. But either, like I said, there are exceptions.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that slight disagree too, just because. I don't know. Same reason, honestly, just the same shit you said. Same shit. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation.
I'm gonna go with slightest agree.
I'm hard disagreeing.
I don't typically approach people like that,
I
but
never
also
do.
like in the right environment, like that could be fun.
Yeah.
Depending on what, because if you're at like a social gathering of sorts, this is fine. But like just out randomly, no, it's not my thing.
I think even in designated social, I just wouldn't. So I'm going
Yeah.
with the big old disagree.
I get it. You are not too interested in discussions about various interpretations of creative works. I couldn't disagree more strongly with this one. All we do is shoot the shit about various creative works and then sports. But
Yeah. I mean, I went
watched
on
enough
a
video essays to
long
not talk about
Avatar
this.
ramble about this exact
Yes.
thing.
Yeah. What we've been on, and you spent like 15 minutes talking about the live action.
Yeah, and I was like, people hating too much.
I am very interested in discussions about various interpretations of creative works. This is I couldn't disagree more strongly with this one.
Yeah, so I have one video out right now in this series, but I look at, the best picture winners from the Oscars. I'm working on the second one right now. One of my favorite segments is reading through the letterbox, going through different reviews, seeing different, based on different stars. We did a letterbox segment already. It's just, I think it's interesting to do. So I'd have to go with, I'll do the slight disagree. Because sometimes I'm not in the mood, but I'll just go with the slight disagree.
Yeah.
Next.
Even when your heart pulls you, you decide with your head.
I've
Anybody
grown
who knows
into
me
this.
all knows I'm not very good at this.
This is tough. I think everybody. I feel like most people, when they're younger, listen to their heart more, and then as your heart kind of burns you, you're like, you know what? Let's start listening to the other guy.
But a lot of times my heart and my head are sometimes in lockstep.
Well, that's great. Well, that's listening to both.
They were recently, very recently, with the development I had back in February, that bled into March. They were definitely in the same direction, and I'm like, yes, this is a good idea, and it was. But I'm not going to go with the strongest possible disagree, because I have had some moments where I've been able to be like, nope, I can't do it. But I definitely disagree. In general, this is like, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a problem, because ultimately, like, I don't regret any instance in which my heart has pulled me somewhere my head didn't want me to go.
Right.
But also, like, typically, I don't have to, like, I haven't had too many bad experiences where it's like logically I should have never done this. There's one, and it was recent, unfortunately. But beyond that, like, for the most part, I've been pretty good about them being in the same place. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with a mid agree. I feel pretty good about consistent, because it was also because I was in Boy Scouts, and one of the things you do to get your next rank is you have a one-on-one like council with your scoutmaster. So I think this would have been like 7th grade. He pretty much told me just that, like to listen to your head more than your heart, like, and I've kind of listened. I wouldn't, I didn't perfectly take that lesson on from there. Something happened where I looked back and went, damn, the motherfucker was spinning. And then I've adopted it better.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel pretty good.
I'm with you.
You often allow the day to unfold without any schedule at all.
Yeah, we can strong agree on this one and move on from me.
I'm gonna have to go with the slight disagree.
Interesting.
It's not like a set schedule. It's relatively fluid, but I have in my mind what the day's gonna look like, and when it gets disrupted, I usually dislike that a good bit.
I'm with you there, and I guess from that interpretation,
I'll do slightest disagree because it's not a hard schedule, so I'll do slightest.
From that interpretation, I'll just go with slightest agree, because I don't typically have a set schedule in mind most days. Like, I go to work because I know what time I'm supposed to go to work, and then I know what time I'm supposed to record podcasts with Braden.
I know what time it is.
I know what time I'm supposed to feed my cat. But do I like plan a lot of shit out? No. Like, I'm gonna be like, all right, 5:30, I'm turning the PlayStation on. You know what I mean?
6:30, make love.
I wish.
Scheduling that out is insane to me.
You're too far away. No, I know. I've definitely met some people who, for sure, like, there's no way they don't plan. Like, I had at my last job. I was in a 2-man department. It was just me and my supervisor.
Damn, bro, you running a
And
2-man?
yeah. And so our quality control guy was such a stickler for paperwork. Um, my supervisor was like, "Man, this guy must use a traveler for sex." Like, and so I was like, "Yeah, he's probably writing down like 20 minutes fellatio, 40 minutes missionary." Like, probably charting all the shit he did.
Damn.
Like, I've definitely met a couple people who probably do play. He probably was like, "All right, better be 6:30 on the dot. No clothes on, or else we're not doing it." Like I've definitely met a couple people that probably like that.
Yeah.
Not literally, but yeah, somebody who probably would be planning sex out.
Yeah. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet.
If you don't like me when we meet, I don't see how that's my problem. I'm going with a strong agree. Like, generally, I feel as though I do usually make pretty good first impressions on people I meet because I'm always very cordial. I'm always very nice to people. And if for whatever reason you don't take well to that, I'm not gonna worry about why you didn't like that. I'm just gonna keep doing it. You can tell me and I'll listen. But am I gonna be like, God, I hope they didn't hate me? No, because that's not my problem if you do. Like, if I did something to make you feel that way, if you have a valid reason to dislike me, like that's one thing. But first impression, and I'm nice to you, and you just for whatever reason you got bad vibes, you don't like me. Oh, I mean, it is what it is, but I'm not gonna worry about it. It's a strong agree.
I'm gonna go with the slightest disagree. Not that I let it dictate, not that I let it affect me overly or hurt my feelings, but I would want to, I actively do want to make a good impression, so I'll go with the slightest disagree.
Mm-hmm. You enjoy participating in team-based activities. I'm going to go strongly agree once again. I think I quite enjoy a little bit of team bonding in it. Some football.
I'll go slightest. It's going to be slightest, but which one? Let's see.
Mind you, this doesn't mean you don't enjoy doing things on your own, too. It just means you enjoy participating in team-based activities. You can still prefer doing things by yourself, even if you agree with this.
I'm going with slightest disagree.
Not really your thing?
I mean, it's I don't know. If it's solely for enjoyment and there's nothing like in school, I hated group activities.
Uh-huh.
I think in work, if like how my performance was directly tied to another individual's, I don't think I would like that.
Not my favorite.
But
is this not a team-based activity?
Well, this is why this isn't a strong disagree.
This is a team-based activity.
That's why this isn't a strong disagree. But yeah, I'm gonna go with slightest disagree.
You enjoy experimenting with new and untested approaches. This is very broad, but in general, I like doing things a new way. I'm gonna say strongly agree. Like, what if you find a more efficient way to do something? What if you find a more fun way to do something? What if you find there's comfort in the routine. And I'll be the first to tell you.
Which is why I'm going slightest disagree, because I like that comfort in the routine.
I very much enjoy the comfort in my routine, but I very much enjoy as well doing new shit. And it's like sometimes it's like the idea of doing new things sucks, and then once I do it, I'm like, oh, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's true. That is definitely true.
So it's like, I know for me, it's just a psychological barrier that I have to get through. It's just starting the new thing, the new approach, and then once I'm there, I'm like, yeah, this is fun. This is good. I like this. I want to keep doing this. So I'm there.
In both big and small ways, you often prioritize the needs of others over your own.
Strongly agree. Strongly agree. I don't know. I find it much easier to do things for other people than to do things for myself.
I find that easier too, but over the needs of my own, I'm gonna have to go with slightest disagree. I feel like I'm pretty good about are my base needs met? Yes, then we can continue and see what I can do for you.
I guess I might knock this down a peg just because I could have given that lady the $30 that she asked for, but I only gave her 10 because that's all I could spare.
God damn.
So yeah, but still, in general, I would rather do something nice for somebody else before I
Damn, 30% done.
We might have to start speeding through this a little more.
Yeah, for this one, let's only give our answer
Yeah.
for this
You-
this page here.
You actively seek out new experiences and knowledge areas to explore. Strongly agree. I love going down rabbit holes.
Slightest agree. You
You are
are
prone.
prone to worrying
Okay.
that things will take a turn for the worse.
Um,
Slightest disagree. You know what?
Disagree. Yeah, slight disagree, not strong.
Yeah, I'm going with slight.
There's
disagree.
there's exceptions, but generally no, I'm good. You enjoy solitary hobbies or activities more than group ones.
Slightest agree.
Yep. You tend to find art museums boring. I'm gonna go with disagree.
I'll go with
I've been to one and it was awesome.
I'm gonna go with the slight disagree. I haven't been to one, but I bet I'd like it.
It's
Slight
it's
disagree,
It's a
slight
lot more.
disagree.
It's a lot more fun than you'd expect it to be. Honestly, it's really nice.
You
'Cause
feel
it's art. Art looks good.
yeah. You feel comfortable making decisions on behalf of others when there is no clear consensus.
Slightest agree, only because somebody has to do it, and I feel like my judgment might be better than somebody else's.
Well, somebody has to do it, and it ain't finna be me. Slightest disagree.
Oh, then I'll do it. That's
Yeah,
fine.
you got it, big dog.
You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. I can't disagree with this more. Not that I don't prefer to. I'm just incapable of doing it sometimes. I'm gonna go strongest disagree, but I'll go like disagree.
I'll do strongest agree. It definitely, especially because that prefer is there.
Well, prefer yes, but then almost everybody would say like I don't know. Like I'm gonna interpret this a little differently. I'm gonna like generally I would like to. I would very much like to not have to worry about them still.
Next.
I just suck at doing them. But yeah, moving on.
Oh, this is a good. All right, we can go back to talking. We can go back to.
You would
talking.
rather have the final say than maintain a peaceful environment.
Oh, we have
I
different.
don't- Oh, it's still a fun prompt either way.
Yeah,
I
well,
think.
because
What's
mine
yours?
was you find it easy to communicate and enforce your boundaries,
Oh hell no.
which
Well,
is why I was
easy-
like,
I find it easy to communicate. I do not find it easy to enforce my boundaries.
this,
Well, well, communicate and enforce your boundaries. I think it's a combo for the boundaries. I would go strongly disagree if that were mine. I suck at boundaries.
which is
Yeah.
why I was excited to see it because I was like, I know Jacob might have something to say about this.
I mean, I'll talk about it a little bit. Anyways, I'm very bad at setting. Even in my current relationship, like
I haven't-
before we started dating, there were probably boundaries I should have set that I didn't, and that's not her fault, obviously. But
Yeah.
it's like in hindsight, I was like, yeah, I like this is something I should have talked about, and I didn't because I didn't really know how to approach it because it was a bit of a sensitive topic, and that was on me. But generally, like now it's gotten like I think I don't know. We'll see.
I'm
when
gonna
actually
I'm gonna
have
go
an
with slight
opportunity to
disagree
do
with
that.
mine. I don't know. I haven't been in too many situations where I feel like I really need to, but I feel like I've gotten better at doing it even
Yeah.
when needed.
You would rather have the final say than maintain a peaceful environment is mine. And I'm going to go disagree here. Generally, this is a bit broad. I don't know exactly what this is meaning, but like in terms of do I need the last word in an argument? Fuck no. I don't care enough. But in terms of like, I'm not going to maintain a peaceful environment for the sake of maintaining a peaceful environment. If it requires some disruption because something is going on that should not be going on, then I will say something. But the way I interpret this mostly is this is just like, are you a petty bitch? And I'm gonna say no, not a petty bitch. So moving forward, you usually wait for others to introduce themselves first at social gatherings. Is that-
Strong agree.
That's yours.
Yeah, we got
I'm
the
gonna
same
go.
one.
With, I'm gonna go with strong disagree. Actually, I'm the first one to like put my hand out. I say hi, I'm Jacob, and like trying to like yeah, but it's just like diffusing the mood, like like diffusing the anxiety there, like introduce myself first, and that way they don't have to worry about it.
Your mood can change very quickly.
Strongly agree.
I'm gonna have to go with a slight agree.
It
Unfortunately,
is my brain chemistry is a little silly, unfortunately, and with that being the way it is,
You're just quirky.
I am prone to mood swings, unfortunately. Usually though, they're not like they don't typically affect the way I treat people, except for people who are really close to me, people that I talk to a lot. They might feel it, and those are the people that I really don't want to feel it, and I do feel really bad when it does affect the way I treat people. And I don't make excuses. I do apologize. I do take accountability because regardless of how I'm feeling, there's no excuse. There's no reason to treat the people you love a different way. And not that it ever gets like horribly bad. It's just like it gets different and it's a little worse. And so not something I'm too fond of. It's something I'm still working on to this day. And But yeah, mood does change rather quickly.
Yeah.
You find it challenging to relate to people who are primarily guided by their emotions. This
Uh,
might sound crazy the way I answered the heart one earlier, but when I have a neutral perspective and I see somebody clearly making the wrong decision based on their just on their heart, it does kind of piss me off.
I guess we're gonna be on different ends here because I'm gonna go with the slight disagree. I feel like
I'm
it's
not,
pretty easy to sympathize.
I'm not necessarily challenging to relate, but I like I'm gonna go. Okay, then I'll. This might be a neutral for me. This might be my only neutral.
Mm.
I don't find it challenging to relate as much as it is like I find it challenging to sit there and not be like, what the fuck are you doing? You know,
What the fuck is you
not
doing,
only
slob?
only if their emotions are guiding them in the wrong direction. 'Cause sometimes they guide you in the right direction. Shit happens. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. Strong agree.
I'm gonna do this the slightest degree.
You enjoy debating ethical. Or did you have something to add?
No, not really.
Okay, you enjoy debating ethical dilemmas. I don't know that I enjoy it necessarily.
Yeah, I don't enjoy. I'm
because
going strong
some
disagree.
some people have some terrible ethics, and I don't know that I enjoy talking about ethics with some folks because
Yeah.
some folks I don't know they have any. I'm gonna go with slight disagree for me because I enjoy conversations centered around this kind of topic. I don't enjoy hearing some people's perspective on it. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. You usually prefer to be around others than on your own. Disagree. Not strong disagree because there are like I like being around people, but like when it comes to like when the day is over, I want to go home and I want to be with my cat and or my girlfriend or both. Both is good. Both is
tough.
Perfect.
Damn, this is a tough one for me. I feel like I like a pretty even split here. I will go with slightest disagree.
Okay.
That's a tough one, though. It's so close. Like I said, I like an even split of alone time and with others. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. I feel like I'm going to do slightest degree because lose interest when it gets highly theoretical.
Highly theoretical?
It's like
yeah,
we're wasting our time at some point of like what ifs.
Yeah, because now we're getting way too deep into like, okay, let's talk about what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Or like if somebody starts talking about, well, yeah, but what if the Chiefs traded for Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill? Like, what would Patrick Mahomes' stat line be? I'm like, why the fuck? What kind of question is that? Right? Like,
what is it? He destroyed our houses, burned our crops, or whatever. And it's like he did. No, but are we just gonna sit around here until he does?
He does. Yeah, like come the fuck on, man.
All right. When facing a dilemma, you often give more weight to your intuition than to detailed analysis.
I'm gonna go slight disagree.
Yeah, I'll do slightest disagree.
I let intuition do some work too, but like I do have to sit back and observe for a minute.
What's actually going down?
I don't want to just jump into it. You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work or study schedule. If I have to set it on my own, it's challenging. If somebody does it for me, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I'm still gonna go with the slight agree.
Yeah,
pretty much because I'm going based off more of like when I set it myself because that just feels like a different thing.
Yep. You rarely second guess the choices that you have made. I'm going to go with agree, mostly because I think regret is a pointless endeavor.
I agree with that.
What am I going to do about it?
Yeah, I live life with pretty much no real regret.
Sometimes
but second guess, I guess, is different from regret.
And sometimes you can't help it. That's why I'm not going strong agree. But generally
I'm going
speaking, if
agree.
I make a decision, I've thought about it a lot, and I'm making it with conviction. So,
should we answer this next one for each other?
Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing. Lively and outgoing, I would go with slight disagree for you.
Yeah,
I don't know that I would
feels
describe
about right.
you as lively and outgoing. Not that you're like shuttered, but like It's like based on the way you've answered these other ones too. Like that's part
I'm
of
not really. Yeah, I'm not outgoing. I would not say I'm outgoing. So
yeah.
I would.
That's so yours. I would say
Yeah.
slight disagree.
Let's see, do I know? Do I see you in enough different environments to properly answer this for you?
It's up to you, big dog.
I would probably. You can pick which one, but I think I would ultimately go on the agree side for you.
Definitely. I would go. I'm gonna go with the agree, not the strong agree necessarily, because I have my limits. But generally speaking, like I like going out, I like meeting people, and I like not necessarily by myself, and that's probably what keeps me from going strong agree. Like I like to already be in a group when I'm going out because
That makes
I like
sense.
to be on my own and then try to meet people. Like no, it's easier when you're already with somebody. But
Next,
you are
60%.
drawn to various forms of creative expression, such as writing. Slight agree. I like writing my girlfriend letters, and that's about. And then in general, creative expression is actually something I've always wanted to do more of. I've always felt lacking a little bit in it, but I do enjoy it, and it's something I want to do more of. That's why I'm going to go slight agree.
I'm gonna do the slightest degree.
Plus, I mean, YouTube is creative expression. You make YouTube videos.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I don't know. It
This is-
just feels slightly different.
right. Well, slight agree still works for you, but I mean, I'm just saying like what you do is I would consider that creative expression. It's
Yeah,
video.
so would I.
Yeah, like
But I don't know. You find it challenging to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours.
I have a very similar one, but it's different. You often have a hard time understanding others' feelings.
Huh.
I feel like one of our tests is outdated because some of these do feel like they're
They've all
aligned
felt
a
like they're the
little
same
bit.
genre.
A little, yeah. So
Like,
one
they
of
just-
us is taking an older test, probably.
Ah,
'Cause this is the third one now. and
well, it's just one question. Like each page is like different.
Mhm. Yeah.
But for mine, I'm gonna go with the slight disagree.
Well, we're 7 pages deep now, and we have. This is the only 3 questions we've had different. So for the most part, we're on the same page.
Yeah, I guess it's like every other page we have a different one.
Mhm. You often have a hard time understanding others' feelings. I'm gonna go strong disagree. I feel like I'm pretty empathetic. Like,
Yeah.
it's not never that I wouldn't understand somebody's feelings. It's just I wouldn't understand how somebody would let their feelings make them do certain things. But also, like, I kind of get it. But like in terms of understanding why somebody would feel the way that they feel, no, I'm pretty good at that. So
The extreme side of empathy is just like, guys, he was really upset about not getting into art school. Like, you just don't understand.
Oh
He was
my God.
really sad about that.
I have actually treaded dangerously close to the extreme side of empathy before. Not to that extent, but like there would be like I would see somebody like on trial for murder, and I'd be like, he probably had a good reason to do that. And then now I'm like, no, maybe you just shouldn't kill people.
Yeah.
Actually.
So many other options he had besides that one.
Yes. Yeah. So not quite to the extreme end of empathy, but yeah, definitely I've had to tone it back
Yeah.
a little bit.
You like to have a to-do list for each day.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hell no.
That's going to be the slightest of agrees. I have like a mental one that I don't like write down or anything like that, but I definitely have a little list in my head of like, if I do these tasks, the day will be successful in my mind and I'll feel satisfied.
You rarely feel insecure. I'm gonna go with strong agree.
Ooh, I got to go with the slight disagree.
This ties back to if you don't like something about me again, that's not my problem necessarily. In terms of like insecure, like if you think my nose looks funny, you can just think my nose looks funny. That's not gonna make me think my nose looks funny. That's up to you. Like, I'm not gonna be insecure about my nose just because you don't like it.
I'm going to change it to the slightest of disagrees, but I think still ultimately too many times I find myself just not feeling myself.
Yeah, and I get that. I get that. You avoid making phone calls. This is an agree for me. I hate
Yeah.
making phone calls. It took me. I got charged an extra couple $100 on car insurance because I didn't want to make a phone call.
Yeah, for me,
So
it's a
I
definite
I canceled
agree.
it a month late. Yeah, I don't like making phone calls.
Yeah.
Not if there's anything else, if I can do anything online before making a phone call, I will do it every single time. You enjoy exploring unfamiliar ideas and viewpoints. Strongly agree.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I'm gonna go with the middle agree. Just because I'm trying to think what's holding me back from the strong agree, and I feel like it's just the consistency of going out of my way to go explore and see where the different viewpoints are.
Fair enough.
So that's what's holding me back from doing it. But anytime presented with one, I will hear it out.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with next.
Look
70%.
forward to meeting new people and easily connect with them.
I'll go with the disagree.
I'll go with the slight agree. I do look forward to meeting with new people. I don't necessarily easily connecting with them is very case by case basis.
Yeah.
Because I personally, like, if I don't feel like we're going to be friends, it's not in a bad way, but like I simply just will not pretend to be your friend. Like if I don't feel any kind of connection, I'm not gonna force one. I'm just gonna be like, hey, I really just don't think like we're like that, and then that's it. And then no hard feelings, no animosity, at least on my end. But like, I wouldn't say I easily connect with everybody. Like, no, some people I'm gonna have a hard time really making that kind of connection with, and that's okay. It doesn't upset me at all, but it is what it is. Slight agree.
If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible.
Strongly agree. To the point where it can become a problem for me, admittedly. Happened just this last weekend, actually.
I think I'm going to go with the slightest of disagrees because I think once interrupted, I'm like, fuck it. It's whatever. Whatever I had. Okay, the whole idea scrapped. We'll just move on from here.
Yeah.
But I just, because how much I
feel,
dislike when they get interrupted, I won't go any stronger on the disagree side.
You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago.
Strong disagree.
Thank you. All right, we can move on. We already talked about that.
We both seem to not really live life holding on to regret.
You rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. I'm gonna go with strong disagree, although I don't necessarily feel like in regards to the meaning of life, I think that's up to you. For the most part, like, I don't know, I'm not gonna let somebody else tell me I was put here for a specific reason. No, I'm gonna find out my reason on my own, personally. And I feel like my reason to be here is to be kind to others, and that is what I will do. Yep.
Yeah, I'll go with I'm gonna go with the slight agree. I think I don't know. I think I used to a lot more, but now I feel like I've found pretty, I don't know, just content with life and like how I view it. So I'm just gonna go with the slight agree.
I'm gonna change to slight disagree because I like you said, I don't necessarily do it often anymore, but I enjoyed having those discussions, especially when I'm presented with new ideas I haven't considered yet, which happened the other day, and it was fun to hear about. So, still cool.
Yeah.
Your emotions control you more than you control them.
The mid disagree. I feel like I've got them relatively chilled, but every now and then, there's some flare-ups.
I've got slight disagree because I know personally, even when I'm feeling the way I should feel about something, I can and have taken that feeling a bit too far. And then I'll think about it after the fact and I'm like, no, I should have handled it this way. And that's something I've gotten better at, but it's not something I have a complete grip on yet. And sometimes I think I get caught up in the fact that what I'm feeling is valid, and that lets me get carried away. And I feel like the thought process should be the way you're feeling is valid, but you should still abstain from X, Y, and Z. And, I need to get into that headspace more in the future, I think. Even when it is their fault, you take great care not to embarrass others, valuing their dignity. I would go with strong agree.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. If you're going down, we're going down. Like, well, unless jail time's involved. But even then, I don't associate with people that would get me in prison. So
because it also says to not embarrass, not outright not acknowledge or
not let them take accountability. Yeah, but also like I'm never gonna be like you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You stupid fuck. Like no, hell no.
Yeah, I'm a strong agree on that one too.
Yeah.
80%. Your personal work style, is closer to spontaneous burst of energy than organized and consistent efforts. This is a strong agree.
Strong agree for me as well.
Yeah. Like there would be days where I'm like, okay, let me edit a little bit just so I did something, and then there'll be other days where because I'm working on multiple videos, where I'll just do good, decent chunk segments of every video I'm working on one day, and it's just like, whoa, if that was me every week, I would have so much better like quality videos out.
Yep. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you. I'm gonna go with the middle disagree here,
Same.
and the only reason it's not a strong disagree is because sometimes in relationships, specifically in relationships, it will like early on somebody will think very highly of me, and then they will be with me long enough to experience what my mood swings are like, and then maybe I'm not necessarily what they thought I was, and like I understand that to a degree because I know I like I said, like they're not like awful, but they are like they can be jarring, and they can catch you off guard, and like it can change somebody's perception of me, and it's not something I like to think about much, but um, having recently entered into a new relationship, and especially knowing how highly she thought of me even before we started dating, the thought did occur I hope that never changes. Like I hope I don't do something to alter that perception, and so like every once in a while it does creep in, but for the most part, like I don't feel as though I'm not here to make to feel like I'm good enough for other people. Like so like if somebody's disappointed in me, doesn't necessarily hurt me too much most of the time, except with few except there are a couple of people like if they were disappointed in me, it would really hurt. Um, but generally speaking, no, not something I'm overly worried about.
You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time.
Strong disagree. I feel like my workflow is better when I'm left uninterrupted. Generally, I do better work when I'm left to my own devices. So
Yeah,
I'll
I
say
agree.
strong.
So I'm gonna put, but I'll put the middle agree because I wouldn't. It says I say most of the time, but
Right.
I'll just say middle agree just because I do want the occasional interaction with another person.
Got you. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. Strong disagree. I think it's fun.
Mid disagree. I do be enjoying, and I got to get back onto it, but just reading different philosophers about, some
Mhm.
of their ideas and stuff, but I got to get back into it. But I do definitely enjoy pondering the
I'm a
philosophical.
big fan of absurdism. Shout out my boy Sisyphus. But yeah, I think it's fun to think about. You know, it's not everything, but it's certainly like I'm like I wouldn't call it a waste of time. That shit can change your life if you let it. So
Fuck your life. Uh,
you feel more drawn to busy, bustling atmospheres than to quiet, intimate places. I'm gonna have to go with a strong disagree. Well,
strongest disagree.
mid disagree because I do feel like every once in a while I want a night out in the town, but
Fuck.
generally speaking, I want quiet intimacy, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking for.
I just want to get head.
Yeah.
Anyways, it troubles you a lot when you are unable to help those in need.
See, you feel bad when you cannot afford to respond to a charity appeal. It's the same fucking question. It's just the one that's a little more specific.
Huh,
That's mine.
interesting. I'm gonna go with
Mid agree for me. I do feel bad when I can't respond to
I'm
a
gonna go with
charity
the
appeal. I get
slightest disagree because because it says I am unable. If I truly am unable, I'm not gonna let it weigh me down because I just can't.
right.
But it's still like I would still love to help, so I won't go too strong
Cool.
on the disagree side.
I had the thought the other day, like yesterday, when after I'd given her the money, I was like, "Damn, I wish I had more money so I could do this more often." Like that's the kind of thought that goes through my head if
Hmm.
I can afford it, rather than like, I'm not gonna let this weigh me down because it's not my fault. It's like, yeah, but like, what if I was fucking rich? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
how many
I just
people
view that
could
as
I
a more
help if I
fun
was fucking
hypothetical than
open?
like I don't know. Anyways,
You often feel overwhelmed. I generally feel pretty whelmed. I'm gonna go. Uh, Slight disagree because it does happen. More overstimulated than overwhelmed.
yeah, I'm gonna do slight disagree, and to me, it's
Blame
more
that
of
on the
just like
ADHD.
I'm always
But
like I really got to get some money.
you complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. Mid disagree. I like if I can like in terms of doing math, anyways. my teachers get pissed off at me because I'd write down my work, but I would skip 2 steps and like skip over there and be like, "How'd you get there?" And I'm like, "Don't fucking worry about it, bro.
Don't worry
The
about it.
answer's correct. Like, just let me
I'm gonna
cook.
do
Let me
the
cook."
slightest agree. I like going step by step.
I'm gonna go slight disagree actually, because I do think I like disagree.
Um,
Disagree a little.
You prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative solutions rather than follow concrete steps.
I'm gonna go with slight agree
Yeah,
because I do
I'll
like
do slightest agree.
I do enjoy the challenge, but also like depending on what I'm doing, like I read like if I'm building Legos, like yeah, give me the instructions, let me build that shit. Uh, you know, you are often deeply affected by the emotions of those around you. That's a mid agree.
Mid disagree. That's them. That ain't me.
Fair enough.
Will I want them to feel better if they're sad? Yes, but
Yeah.
affected? I couldn't say that.
You struggle with deadlines.
Um,
That's a slight agree because I procrastinate, but I also like I get things done.
yeah, I'm gonna do the slightest disagree. It feels like the same reasoning though.
You feel confident that things will work out for you. Strong agree, I feel for both of us, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then gender. I'm a dude.
I got a
Little
P,
dude.
and I was born with it.
See results.
See results. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, yeah, I think this is what I got last time, so I don't think it's changed.
I used to be INFJ. It is now INFP. So
INFP-A?
yes.
Wait, did we get the same one? I got, yeah, mediator?
Wait. Hang on. Wait a minute. How did I get introvert? There's no fucking way. There is no fucking way.
Does
How
it
did I
show
get
us, like,
introvert?
the splits at the end? What if you're, like, 51-49?
Okay, hang on. 53% introverted. That's bullshit. That is bullshit.
That's interesting. Yeah, because you shouldn't
I
be.
don't agree.
Yeah, you
and
shouldn't
the way I answer
be.
these questions, I don't agree either. I don't think that's calculated properly. There's no way. I am not introverted generally. Like I'm definitely not like the most outgoing person you've ever met, but I'm definitely an ambivert. Like I enjoy
Try to
being
find
out
whatever
and about.
ENFP is.
Yeah, that's where I should be. And then 70% intuitive, which yeah, that I knew. That I knew. I'm definitely more intuitive.
Here, I'll read through mine.
73% feeling, and then 69% prospecting. Interesting, because I used to be judging rather than prospecting.
Your personality type is mediator, INFP-A. Mediators are poetic, kind, and altruistic people, always eager to help a good cause. Energy. Do you want to guess my percentages here for introverted versus extroverted?
Introverted, I'm gonna say you're 71.
Your boy is sitting at a clean 87%. 13%, which feels, it doesn't feel too off. Introverted individuals tend to prefer fewer yet deep and meaningful social interactions and often feel drawn to calmer environments.
We answered these questions way too differently for us to be the same person. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We had very different answers to most of these.
At the very least, in terms of that specific category.
Well, and just in general, on a lot of these, we were like, sure, with some of these we were in lockstep.
Oh, well,
like,
one of these I was super close. I literally was 51-49 on one of them.
Is that observant intuitive?
Mind, yeah. I was 51% intuitive.
Okay.
So intuitive individuals are very imaginative, open-minded, and curious. That feels about right. They value originality and focus on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. It feels about right, especially being a close split. Nature, 53% feeling.
So ENFP is the campaigner.
47% thinking. Here, I'll just finish through this one and then.
Yeah.
Feeling individuals value emotional expression and sensitivity. They place a lot of importance on empathy, social harmony, and cooperation. That feels good. That feels about right. Damn, another 51-49 split here. Tactics. 51% prospecting, 49% judging. Really? I thought it'd be... Okay. Prospecting individuals are very good at improvising and adapting to opportunities. They tend to be flexible, nonconformists who value novelty above stability. Oh, here we go.
See,
Here's a bigger...
I used to be... Well, what I did last time, I got the protagonist. I was the ENFJ. And honestly, I still kind of feel like that's where I'm at. I'm definitely, like... I agree with assertive versus turbulent. I'm definitely more assertive than
Yeah,
turbulent. I
I got
totally
so
like that's for sure.
for that one I got
Um,
72% assertive, 28% turbulent. Assertive individuals are self-assured, even-tempered, and resistant to stress. They refuse to worry too much and tend to be self-confident when striving to achieve goals. Damn.
yeah. Um, yeah. I'm definitely. I'm not. I don't. I just don't understand how I got introvert. But if anyways, but what do you call it? Extrovert would have given me the campaigner, which I guess is technically my actual result for this because I'm gonna go ahead and call that a mulligan. Uh,
Okay, King.
yeah. Anywho, um, that was we spent almost an hour on that test.
Yeah. Quickly, some mediators that I may know: J.R.R. Tolkien,
That'd be
William
one.
Shakespeare, York, Alicia Keys. Shout out to the Queen.
Hell
Johnny Depp.
yeah.
Frodo.
Oh no.
Cool.
All right, all right, all right,
That's
all
your
right, all
boy.
right.
Yeah, so the category I was the most easily that one was 87% introverted. Then it was 72% assertive, and then everything else was very close on the line.
See, for me, most everything was close, or everything was like decently far apart, except introvert versus extrovert. But
Crazy.
also, this test in general just isn't perfect. Like I've heard there are
Yeah.
much better personality tests than this one. This is just the most popular one. So, we both taken it before, so that's why we went with it. But
Yep. And oh, that's gonna do it for this one.